What's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's Mighty Fan time. Yes, again, coming from the Mighty Kingdom, we got part 2 on this Memorial Day 2020. So, of course, as always, a big shout out to all the brave men and women out there who either served or continue to serve the country to allow us to have the freedoms that we enjoy today, even on a weird year as this has been with the pandemic. You know, it can never be said enough. And also to all the brave, you know, men and women who are police officers, firefighters, all the medical staff, all the people who are working around the clock, you know, for this crazy, you know, COVID year that we have had so far. And thank you to all of you too. So we are in Memorial Day 2020 now, of course, the weekend, and you know, coming to a close today on Memorial Day. It's been kind of a different kind of Memorial Day weekend, but still a nice holiday weekend. And I figured on this Memorial Day 2020, I will conclude my NFL collection for Mitchell and Ness that I have, and I tried to set the camera in a good spot, hoping, you know, we don't have any issues of it kind of tumbling over, because just to show the stuff I have on the back rack here, the Z-bottom rack, is a little more tricky than the first one, because I was able to put the camera there and just show you one by one. But since they're back here, you know, I have to kind of position the camera somewhere else. But the good thing, like I said, about these Z-bottom racks is that they are mobile with the wheels. So I was able to just push the other one off to the side. I have the others back here. I do have, as a piggyback to my previous video, I think it's just so, you know, ironic. And this is the part of collecting that, you know, it's why you just never know. You know, this is like the thrill of the hunt, right? So I made the video, and I reeled off a few jerseys as I was showing the jerseys that I was showing in that part of the part 1. And I mentioned a few of them that I didn't have. Well, since that time, I was actually able to knock off a couple. One is still coming in the mail. The other one, I'm still in the process of making the deal with the guys that shot to Derek, you know, for the hookup. But this one, I want to give a shout to Armando Melendez. He was happy, by the way, that he was able to contribute to the Mighty Kingdom. So it's always appreciated. I'm just saying. But anyhow, this is the jersey I was able to get from Armando, and I just made mention of this jersey in the last video. How crazy is that? And it is a hard-to-get jersey. So, saw in one of the groups on Facebook he was selling it, so I grabbed it. It's the 81 Giants, the rookie Lawrence Taylor. Yes, one of the jerseys I made mention of last time that I didn't have. Well, now I do. L. Taylor on the back. That you can always know it's his rookie year for that. And, of course, 1981. But it is a newer China Run. I want to make sure I got that right, because I do believe it's China Run. Yeah, China Run, but it's one that they made some years ago. And like I said, for whatever reason, this one's tougher to get than some of the other LTs that you see out there. But beautiful jersey, of course, patriotic colors, you know, appropriate for today. 1981 Lawrence Taylor, one of the all-time greats to do it at his position, linebacker. And again, that L. Taylor, I just love that. And I almost grabbed this some years ago at the store, and I didn't during one of their sales. And you know, it's one of those that I wanted, you know, and I wanted to get it, but, you know, other things kind of came up. You know, I already had a couple LTs in the collection, so I'm like, you know, maybe I can get that, you know, at the next sale. And then, of course, the next sale, it was gone. And like I said, for whatever reason, this one doesn't pop up as much as as other LTs that you'll see. But yeah, so shout out to Armando, thank you again. So let's get into the rest of the jerseys, and yeah, as you can see, there's quite a few. So let's get into it. All right, as is with the part 1, these jerseys on this Z-bottom rack are separated by team, and for the most part, year by team. Although I did put some of them a little out of order, just because I didn't want the heat press numbers to stick if that was a problem with some of these jerseys. So let's get into it. I don't have a lot of the legacy line for Mitchell and Ness, which is basically their swingman line for the NFL. I do prefer to get the authentics. I don't really have anything against the legacy line. If people get them, that's fine. But I do have a couple. I got this one Cortez Kennedy, Seahawks. And the cool thing, I guess, about this is that it is sort of accurate to how the Seahawks work, because during this time they did have the stitched numbers and the pressed, logo on the sleeves. So this is somewhat accurate to how the team wore it back then. But as with any of the Legacy line jerseys, it's all generically stitched, single stitched onto the jersey, the name and numbers. But the logo is typically, pressed on, as it is for the Seahawks. I know the Eagles, it's that way, and Falcons and various other teams they've done it for. So there's the big, older Seahawks logo. It also has the NFL shield on the front. Yeah, they have yet to make an authentic Cortez, and the only Seahawk jerseys, to my knowledge, that they've done authentics of, Steve Largent, rookie year Sean Alexander, which you'll see momentarily, and I do believe there was like a salesperson sample of a Kenny Easley, which, shout out to Ron, one of our great fellow Jersey heads. He actually had one, and if I remember the story correct, and Ron, please correct me if I'm wrong, his salesman sample Kenny Easley Seahawk jersey went to the NFL Hall of Fame. When they were inducting Easley to the Hall of Fame, they used it as part of the display, I guess, for Kenny Easley. I mean, awesome. How many of Jersey heads are going to say one of their jerseys in their collection wound up in any Hall of Fame? So shout out to Ron for that. But that's the only time I ever saw that jersey. So if I remember correct, he said it was a salesman sample. So it's not like a regular, for production jersey. So they really haven't done a lot of authentic Seahawks jerseys. Maybe they will. I mean, there's some current players, certainly they could, over the next how many years, but, we'll see. But the Hawks is just one of those that they just haven't gotten around to the authentic lines of a lot of them, but they have done, a decent amount of the legacy line, or swingman line, if you will. And I only have two of them. I have this one, and then the other one I have, you'll see down the road here, but this was the very first Seahawk jersey I ever owned. Mitchell & Ness made. It is the away, beautiful jersey. This is the older run too. I believe this is a USA run with that deep inside tag. Steve Largent. This is the only away authentic Seahawk jersey that they have ever produced. And of course they made the legacy of this too, but this is the authentic. This is the the old run. Love the big logo on the sleeves, of course, and that is pressed on, of course, all the numbers. Now, again, the legacy line, they're always going to do the stitch. So even the Steve Largent jerseys are stitched, but of course, when Largent played, they were pressed. So the numbers, of course, are pressed on. Very nice jersey right here. This one I actually got from the old store on Chestnut Street. It was on a sale rack. I remember getting it from there many moons ago. And actually, these next two I got from their current location on 12th Street years ago, around Thanksgiving to around Black Friday time, and or the holidays, I should say, and they were like blowing these things out because these are older runs. And there's your home Steve Largent, but this is an older run. This is a El Salvador run, but same as the home with the with everything being pressed on, logos and everything, name and numbers. Beautiful jersey. 1985. And here's the rookie Sean Alexander that they made many years ago. This is a career run. And it's got the Seahawks 25th anti-patch on there. Logos, of course, on the sleeves and everything. Alexander 37. And I was just surprised to see these at the store because I had seen them, and then I didn't see them. And then they were just blowing them out, so I grabbed them real cheap. 2000 season. This next one, believe it or not, I actually got from the old lids. For whatever reason, they had some old run Mitchell & Ness jerseys. I don't know where they came from. If they were in deep storage somewhere. But the old lids, before Fanatics took over, they had some older run Mitchell & Ness jerseys, and they were blowing them out because, you know, they were always in their sale section. So this is one of the ones I got, and I made mention of that the last video with that Bobby Hebert. So here's the Terry Metcalf Cardinals. I believe this would have been the St. Louis Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. This is before they moved to Phoenix, I believe. 21 is pressed onto the sleeves. You got the stripes. 21, everything's pressed on this jersey. Metcalf, 21. Terry Metcalf, and again, you can tell it's Korea, so it's got the full disclosure right there. It's a 1973, and again, I believe this is the St. Louis Cardinals. I think this is before they moved to Phoenix, to the desert, where they continue to play to this day. They bounced around a bit. They were the Chicago Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals, the Phoenix Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. You know, whatever you want to call them today. But we're going to go from the Cardinals to the Dolphins. So here's a Bob Greasy. And I know we were talking about this actually just the other day in the group on Facebook, Kings of Throwback. Kings of Throwbacks. Some of these jerseys, these older run Mitchell & Ness football jerseys, they're heavy. You know, they have some weight to them. And the Bob Greasy is one of them. Now this is a career run. Beautiful. Really love this. You got the stripes. You got that. The two with the cavities in there with the orange, just oof. This one definitely pops. This in the road of these years. Rest in peace, of course, to Don Shula. This is a 1967, which I believe would be a rookie, Bob Greasy. And again, it's got the full disclosure, so it's a career run. Beautiful jersey, really nice, but really heavy. Like some of these football jerseys that they made back in the day. Like you might be able to get away with wearing some of like the China runs, although this is kind of heavy too, the LT. But some of them you might be able to get away with wearing in the summertime when it's a little warmer out, or spring or summer. Not the old guys. You try wearing one of these in the summertime, you're gonna be sweating through the jersey. And now you go with this would be the white version. This is, of course, 1972, so the perfect season. Full disclosure, so again, it's another career run, 72 Dolphins. They made Greasy, and they made, oh, I'm sorry, this one, yeah, the tag is very faded. Yeah, I believe it is a Korea. But anyhow, they made Greasy, and they made Larry Zonka. You know, they didn't do too many of the 72 Dolphins, but they made those two. And then they made them again. They made it again some years later. They made, you know, the China runs of these, which are nice. I have the Zonka in the China run, but this is the original run right here. It's the original Greasy from the 72 season. The season of perfection, total perfection, because they ended it with the chip, unlike the Patriots. The Giants saw to that. And here's the newer China run. This is the Zonka China run, which is a very nice jersey. I think they really, you know, hit the nail on the head with it. Even though some of the newer runs are better than others, but this one they did pretty good. Zonka 39. Of course, Zonka was part of the three-headed monster the Dolphins had. They had Jim Kick, Mercury Morris, and Larry Zonka in those days. So. This next one I got from Ron. It's a very rare one, so again, shout out to Ron. This is the old run Larry Zonka, the teal version, which you rarely see. Rarely see. It's a USA run, so it's got that deep inside tag, neck tag. But sometimes in the hobby, it's just it's those you know, and Ron hooked me up with this one. I got many jerseys over the years from Ron, so big shout out to Ron. 1973, actually, this one is. So it would be the following season. Really like this, though. I love the stripes. The stripes on this is just crazy. You know, all the Dolphin jerseys have these awesome stripes. Yeah. Love that one. And I do apologize in advance. As I said before, you're going to see a lot of jerseys, and people are going to, the wallets might be hurting from various people after seeing, I need that. And then you're going to start looking. I know, because I do it. And, a staple for, a lot of collectors is, we all know fellow collectors, and we all have these jerseys in our collections that the other guys, you might have another guy or two like, I still need that one. I know I do it a lot with other people. And shout out to my buddy Big Slim. It's rare that I have a jersey in my collection that he doesn't already have, but this is one of them. Every now and then he'll make mention of, the Clayton, why didn't I get that back in the day? So here's the Mark Clayton. Sorry, Slim. There is the Korea version of it. I got this one cheap. I grabbed this one. Mitchell & Ness was doing a Father's Day sale, as I said before, where it was basically a make-your offer because it was old runs that they were just getting rid of. This is one of them. This was in a box I found in the store, 1984. But, crazy. So I got this one and the Mark Duper around the same time during that sale. Yeah, I got the Marx Brothers at the same time. Come on, Slim. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, one's going to get the Slim. Slacker. Believe me, he can hold many jerseys over my head. In fact, he did it just the other day. He sent me a picture of the Ozzie Smith Cardinals jersey, 93, that I don't have. He's like, oh, ain't it purty? Yeah, I'll get even. All right. Hey, Slim, ain't it purty? Now we continue with the Marx Brothers here with the Mark Duper, of course, Super Duper, which actually this jersey was one of the first I saw at the store in the football section, the old store on Chestnut Street. It was on a sale rack. I didn't get it back then, but I remember seeing this. And again, you gotta love the stripes on the sleeves. 84 as it was with the Clayton. Yep. I have all of the Dan Marino jerseys that Mitchell & Ness has made. I don't know why. I just have them all. But here's the one. Again, these are out of order by year, but newer China run. Really nice one, though. This is a 1990 with the 25th patch. Really nice. They hit this one on the head. This is a jersey they really got done well because they also have the memorial band on the sleeve for Joe Robbie, who passed away that season, the JR. On the sleeve in the memorial black. Very nice. Awesome jersey. Marino. Like as soon as this thing hit the website, I'm like, that's one that's coming to the kingdom at some point. And as usual, I have to wait for the sales, but I picked it up. This next one was my first ever Marino jersey in the collection, and Marino's one of those players is like a staple. There's certain players just about every collector's going to have at least one of. I have a little more than one, but there's the 94, the white 94 jersey with the 75th Annie on there. Marino. This is a Korea run. 94. Very nice. Although it's a newer Korea run, so it doesn't have all the info on the on the tag and whatnot. But beautiful jersey. Like I said, I got this one years ago, I believe from the store on Chestnut Street, I'm pretty sure. And this was the first Marino I ever owned. And we've grown with Marino since that. Here's the rookie, and this is one of the ones you have to be careful with because if you put it up against other heat press numbers, it does tend to. So I have them between stitch ones. Here's the rookie white Marino, so it's the 84. And this one, I believe, it's a USA run. Yeah, no, China. It's a China run. A little deceptive because that Tag looks like a deep inside USA, but it's China. It's an older China run. Merino 13. Love the stripes. I don't know why this one took me a while to get. Because I always wanted it. I kind of slow rolled this one, and then I finally got it. I believe off eBay. So it's a 94 teal merino. It's a China run. Open that up there for you. Nice jersey. Dan the Man. And this next one is another example. This is why I keep them separated, because, yeah, the the pressing on this one will stick if you're not careful to others. So this is the rookie teal merino 84, and this is a Korea run. So it has to hang on there. Merino 13. Yeah, it's just something about it, and not all of them will do this, but this is just one of those pressings, I guess, that it does have kind of a stick to it. You can kind of hear it right there, you know? So if you put this up against some other jerseys that have the same, you know, pressed on numbers, and it, you know, particularly if you put it in a place where it gets humid or wherever, over time it might stick to some other stuff, and, you know, the color can come off, and, you know, depending on what the other color numbers is, you can have, you know, like red or blue or whatever on there, and, you know, you don't want that, so. And then to wrap up the Dolphins and to wrap up Merino, we have the throwback Merino 94. So this is a USA run. And I say throwback because it does not have the Dolphin logo on the sleeves. Just has the stripes, so it's like a throwback for the 70s look that the Dolphins wore during the 94 season. Of course, the NFL 75th. So it does have the NFL 75th shield or patch right there on there. Merino 13. Jack tag 94. So yeah, there were two versions of the white that they made. They made for like the regular of the time, so it had the Dolphin logo, and then this one just with the throwbacks. It does not have the Dolphin logo. It just has the numbers on the sleeve and the stripes, of course. And of course, they did the teal, which you saw as well. Gonna go to the Browns. Another staple for just about everyone's collection, Jim Brown. There's the brown Jim Brown. Long sleeve. Of course. This is a Korea run. An older career run, so it's got all the information. 1964, Jim Brown. And this next one you saw Ice Cube wear at the beginning of Are We There Yet? The white version. Got that Sam Huff, and I got this one. I'm still trying to find that. I think he's wearing like a Brooklyn Dodgers or a Red Sox. I think it's Brooklyn, though. The brown and white Brooklyn hat. I want to get that just to pair it up, just to have the two things from the movie, the two most worn jerseys in that movie. Cause, you know, I like that movie. It's a Jersey Head movie. You know, he's wearing jerseys throughout the movie. But I'm still on the lookout for that hat. I got the Cavs one though for the Sam Huff. But of course, I mean Jim Brown. You gotta respect the legends, right? 1964 again, career run. Yes. No, I'm not going to get the Escalade that he was driving. I'm not that crazed, okay, for that movie. But I just wanted the jersey and hat, you know, the main ones that he's got in there. Or what was it? It wasn't an Escalade. What was that? A Navigator? Was it like a Lincoln Navigator or something like that? They pretty much got destroyed at the end of the movie. I think the biggest shame, you know what I was more upset about, more so than that Navigator getting destroyed? In the Are We Done Yet, which was not as good as Are We There Yet, but Are We Done Yet? The beginning is he's got a Johnny U jersey on. It gets ruined in that breakfast scene, and I'm just cringing through that thing. I'm like, oh God, it's like every Jersey head's nightmare to have a hot white jersey on, and then it gets all stained up. Ah, no respect, man. So here we go. We got the Ozzie Newsome Browns, the white Browns jersey. Newsome 82. 1986. And this is a Korea run. It's a hot jersey too. Definitely nice with a big name on the back. All right, now we're going to go to the Rams. We got the 1969. Oh yeah. Deacon Jones right here. No name, of course, from that year. Big Slim's got a bunch of these 69 jerseys. He's got the Iman. I think he's got plans to get another one of these turned into something else. So that's going to be cool to see. But it's got the 50, of course, for that season. I'm still on the hunt for that Iman, but I got Deacon. Of the two, this is the one I really wanted most. And the funny story behind this is I got this jersey waiting in line at Mitchell & Ness to get inside for the winter sale a few years ago when the Rams were playing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Now I'm like waiting, and Slim, shout out to Slim because he's the reason I got this. He sent me a message, hey, Deacon. He sent me the link to the auction, so I grabbed the jersey while waiting. I bought the jersey on eBay while waiting in line to go into Mitchell & Ness. So has a nice little story behind it. And I did say, I told him this. I did say because the Rams were going into what you'll see a lot is like the teams that are in the Super Bowl. A lot of people will start selling their their Mitchell & Ness jerseys the week of or the couple weeks after they win the conference or whatever. So I told him because I was on the hunt for this, and I told him I bet you I'm going to get a Deacon. A Deacon's going to show up on eBay now because the Rams won the conference. So, and sure enough, Jersey gods were listening. So, that's my story of how I got my 1969 Deacon Jones with the Slim assist. Okay, so this was definitely a staple back in the day. James Harris, the white or the blue one. You used to see these all the time. This is a El Salvador run. Yep, El Salvador, 1974. James Harris. Fun fact about this next guy, he started his career with the Eagles, and Mitchell & Ness just randomly made his Rams jersey. Harold Jackson, number 29. A lot of people, when they first see this, think it's a Dickerson. It's not Dickerson. Dickerson never wore stitch numbers or the double, basically double stitching, any of that. Always wore heat pressed. ED. Basically his whole career. Besides when he was a Raider, he had the single stitch, numbers. Of course, the Raiders never had the heat pressed, or pressed on jerseys. But his whole rest of ED's career, he wore pressed jerseys because he was a Ram, he was a Colt, he was a Falcon, and then he went to the Raiders, I believe, to end his career. Well, that Falcons jersey. And Mitchell & Ness has never made that one, so that's one that you'd probably have to get custom or something. But an Eric Dickerson Falcons jersey, oh, sign me up for one of those, absolutely. But yeah, this is Harold Jackson. Long story short, 1974. And this is I want to say, El Salvador. Nice jersey, really nice. But it's just one of those that Mitchell & Ness, would make, just take chances on things back in the day. But, yeah, Harold Jackson. And there's a USA version of this, but this one's the China run. Joe Namath, Rams. Shout out to Snacks. He just sold his USA run. But this one I got this from the old store at Chestnut Street during one of their sales. Soon after this one was created, the China run of it. The year of this one also is 1977. 77 Namath. His only year with the Rams. Nolan Cromwell, number 21. Like I said before, the Rams jersey I really want now is that Jack Youngblood, but you know, the Mitchell Ness version. But 1979. Sorry, 1979. Cromwell, very nice jersey. Shot the Snacks. This next one I got from him years ago off eBay, and this is the Eric Dickerson Rams. So, and this is of course, the one with that kind of split collar going on there. That's how ED wore his jersey for a bit, because then he would like tear it off. But there were a couple runs of this. This is the Vietnam run, but there's there's an older run of this too, I believe. 40 patch for the Rams. You know, you'll see a lot of people with an ED jersey in the Jersey Heads community. It's just a hot jersey. The Rams jerseys always pop, you know, no matter what era. And this is a 1985. Oh my! Speaking of tearing off the hangers breaking, so I will replace that right now. Give me a second. See, this is why I always have a wealth of hangers. You know, this is the reason. So, quick fix right there. Look at that, huh? That's how MightyFan gets it done. And now we're going to conclude the Rams section here, I believe. No, there's two more. Sorry. Almost misspoke. We got the 94 Jerome Bettis, which was done incorrectly because it's stitched. It's not supposed to. It's out the slim. He's got the he redid. He got his redone with the press numbers. And he had two Bettises, so he turned one of them into a Jackie Slater, which was very cool. Bettis 36, but this is the Mitchell. So this is, you know, Mitchell Ness. Again, stitch. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be pressed on, but you know, whatever. Mitchell Ness made mistakes back then too. So this is an El Salvador run, but it's still a hot jersey. Really like this. Stripes are pressed on. See, just as these stripes are pressed on, then the name and numbers should be too. But it is what it is. 1994. The bus when he made his stops in L.A. with the Rams, then of course Pittsburgh. He was in St. Louis too, actually, rather, and then he went from there to with the Rams. Then he went from there to Pittsburgh. He finished off his Hall of Fame career. I do have his Steelers jersey in Mitchell and Ness form, but I forgot to show it when I was showing my other jerseys other than Mitchell and Ness for football. I do have his Steelers Super Bowl jersey, but it was, you know, all the way in the back there where I keep some other Super Bowl jerseys, but I do have one. But anyhow, speaking of Super Bowls, this is the Marshall Falk Super Bowl St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on turf, when they beat the Titans by a yard in that great Super Bowl they played many years ago. It's a sought-after jersey. A lot of people, you know, would like to have this in the collection. I got this one off eBay years ago, and it is one. Yeah, it is one. I will admit it. You know, 2000 season. It is scarce. Korea run, beautiful though. If you ever have this thing in your hands, this one pops. And I don't know why they didn't do more of these. You know, like they could have done Kurt Warner and Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt and whatnot. I guess they just couldn't get the rights, but they got the rights to Marshall. I heard like there was a plan afoot for them to get more of these done for the Rams, but who knows? I'm sure they'll get to it at some point, but you know, this is the only one they've done to date for that team in that Super Bowl. Shout out to Jake, big Chiefs fan in the group. I know he's looking for this one. Hopefully you're able to get it sometime, buddy. But here's the Lenny Dawson with that 10th Annie on there. Beautiful jersey, really nice. I do hope he gets one of these someday. He's a diehard Chiefs fan. See, I knew that fan was going to get me eventually. Chiefs fan in Kansas City. Of course, he's there at the home of the Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champs, 1969. Korea Yep, so it's got the full info. Be careful with that blade. Just the angle of the camera, too. It's like I have to hold it up. I knew it was going to be an issue. Continue on with the Chiefs. We got the Joe Montana 94. So, of course, it has the NFL 75th. And it's also got the Chiefs 35th. Joe Cool right there, Montana. 94, there's the jock tag. We're getting there, guys. Finally got around to get one of these. I got this actually, it was either before or after the Super Bowl, I forget, but I got the 94 Derek Thomas. And again, like the Montana, it's got the 75th for the NFL and the 35th for the Chiefs. Of course, the great pass rusher, rest in peace, Derek Thomas. This is a career run. El Salvador run, excuse me. So, yeah, it's just got a 94. And last but not least for the Chiefs, got Marcus Allen. This actually was the first Chiefs jersey I had for Mitchell and Ness. 75th, and I got the Montana around the same time too. 35th. Snacks asked me if I have the full set of the 75th. I don't. I don't have every jersey with the 75th. Not even every team, because I still need Brett Favre for the Packers, and there's a couple others that I would like to procure, you know, in the collection. I know Pistol asked me about the Raider jerseys, so I do have some Raider jerseys. Shout out to all in Raider Nation. Of course, Pistol, Anthony, all you guys out there. Snacks, of course. A lot of Raider fans in the community. So there's the Marcus Allen, Mr. Running with the Night. The great line there in the Super Bowl. 1984. This is a Korea run. Yes, Korea. Of course, Bo knows. It's Bo Jackson's Raiders jersey 87 when he ran over Brian Bosworth in the Monday Night Football game. Wearing this jersey. 87. Yeah. USA run. So it's got the deep inside tag. And I got a China run, though. Black Raiders jersey. Iconic jersey. Yep. I want to say it's, yeah, 87. Yep. Bo knows. Actually, you know what? I can probably put the two black ones together. Why not? And then I have the Raiders, the 94 Tim Brown with the 75th old style Raider jersey. Really like this. I still want to get a Kenny, you know, Snake Stabler Raiders in the collection. I know Slim right now, slacker. Yeah. Eventually. As we know, I have his Saints, so I gotta get his Raiders someday. Ooh, there's the tag. China run. Beautiful jersey, though. I really like this one. They, you know, they did a nice job with the 94 Raiders. And we got the Patriots. Rucker. Jersey right here. 33. Really nice jersey. Heavy, too. This is a heavy jersey. This is a career run. Reggie Rucker, 1971. Patriots. There are some other Patriot jerseys I would like to get, like Tippett, but Hannah. This is the only style I have for them. Irving Fryer, of course, had some good years here in Philly, too, in his career. Really like this jersey, though. Of course, the Patriots wear this as their alternate, throwback these days. 84. Fryer. And last but not least for the Patriots, I got the 94 Drew Bledsoe, which is faked a lot, so you got to be careful in getting this one, but this is the authentic Bledsoe. Careful with the blade. It's got the deep inside tag, so it's USA run. All right, shout out to Ciotti and all you Steeler fans out there. Here's your Steelers. Here's your Steelers. Drinking at Iron City Brewery. There you go. There's your Steelers on the western side of the state. Of course, Jack Lambert, the great linebacker. Dracula, some people call him because he knocked out his front teeth. This is a China run. I got a lot of these together. There was a store that was like liquidating these, a sports store. Not Mitchell & Ness. It was a store that sold Mitchell & Ness stuff. And there were others in there that I didn't get that I probably should have. But I took care of like all the Steeler jerseys. Of course, this is a 1975. I still want to get the China Run Bradshaw because it's got that separated name on the back. The letters are all separated really nice. But this is the older run. Terry Bradshaw. 76 Super Bowl. They only wore that patch in the Super Bowl. The funny thing about the way the teams wore it. So the Steelers wore the bicentennial patch on the chest, and the Cowboys wore it on the sleeve. I don't know why. Maybe someone knows. They can let me know in the comments. It was kind of weird, but Mitchell & Ness never made a 76 Cowboy jersey, but they only did the Steelers in that run. But again, Pittsburgh wore it on the shoulder, and Dallas wore it on the sleeve. So if you see highlights of that Super Bowl, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's kind of cool. Like if they ever did a 76, some people have taken like their 77 Cowboy jerseys and put the patch on the sleeve to make it a 76. But is what it is. And it's the only time the teams wore that patch was that Super Bowl, and they were the only two to do it. So 76 Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, defeated Dallas in that Super Bowl. One of the two times they beat Dallas in the 70s. We got Franco Harris, 1976. Same as the Bradshaw. We got Mr. Circus catch. That's Cyril Lynn Swan. Made that great catch on the sidelines during that game. And then another one later in the game. 1976. And we got the Mean Joe Green. 76 Super Bowl. All right, not 76. 94 Rod Woodson, 75th anniversary. $1994. And then here is the bus. Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. The classic Steelers jersey from the 1996 season. Which I believe, if memory serves, was his first year in Pittsburgh. After moving from, going from the Rams. Could be mistaken, but I believe that was his first year. I believe that's why they made this particular Bettis. Before they have since, of course, made the Super Bowl. But speaking of that, Johnny U, mine isn't as dirty as Ice Cube's was, and are we done yet at the breakfast table? But here it is, Johnny U, Baltimore Colts. This is a career run, heavy jersey. So yeah, long sleeve. Yep, one of those that's made for the fall and for the winter. This is a 1970 Johnny U. And Mr. ED again. Here's his Colts jersey, Eric Dickerson, pressed on. Indianapolis Colts now. So this is a I believe a USA run. Doesn't have the deep pocket, but it doesn't say exactly where it's made. It might be either USA or El Salvador. I'm not sure, but 91. It doesn't say on the tag, but it just has. But yeah, authentic. You know, it's pressed and everything, so it's definitely good. Stripes on the sleeves. Why just have one when you can have the two? You can have the set. Eric Dickerson, Indianapolis Colts. Like I said, man, if they should have made his Falcons jersey too. Oof. Oof. Yeah, deep inside tag. Again, as it was with the white, and then you got the 91 year tag. These pop. The white one in particular, but both of these are hitters right here. Speaking of pop, Cincinnati Bengals, always nice jerseys. Ickey Woods, the Ickey Shuffle right here. His Bengals jersey, Mitchell Ness, of course. This is a El Salvador run. 1988. Super Bowl year, of course, where they lost to Joe Cool, to John Taylor. 49ers, of course, got him that year, but it was still a great year for the Bengals. Boomer Esiason was the MVP that season. Here's his 88 jersey. The black Bengals, oh boy, these always pop, don't they? And Big Slim tells me they made a Corey Dillon years ago, and you never see it. But apparently Mitchell Ness made a Corey Dillon Bengals jersey years ago. And you might recall I have his Authentics, the Reeboks, but USA run. Boomer. Rare. Never see that jersey. Of course, now we say that, there'll be like 5 of them hitting eBay today, right? And I'll grab one. 88. Just because it's rare. Then, of course, we got the away version, which is just as cool with the stripes. Love that. Esiason, I want to say it's 88 as well. Yep, 88. The road, basically the Super Bowl jersey, which they lost to the 49ers in heartbreak fashion. It's a pretty rare one right here. Shout out again to my buddy Big Slim. He was like on me to get this, and I was glad he was, because it is beautiful. Don Maynard. This is a New York Titans jersey. Rarely ever see this one. So, Don Maynard, Korea. Run jersey. Beautiful, heavy sucker. The stripes. Yeah. Definitely recommended. I know it doesn't come up very often on the search finds, but if you ever have a chance at it, you know, do get it, because it's hot. It's a hot jersey. And of course, they became the New York Jets. We got Broadway Joe here. Joe Namath, green jersey. And this is a China run. Yes, China run. Broadway Joe. This guy here, this is the Super Bowl jersey. This is Super Bowl III. Career run. Joe Namath, heavy jersey. The guarantee. Poolside before the game. In fact, it does say, this one does actually, this is pretty cool. If you look on the jock tag, it will tell you it's Joe Namath, New York Jets, Super Bowl III. Right on the tag, 1969. 1969. Yep, Super Bowl III, 1969. Really pops. Did I get the year right? Momentary pause here, guys. Yeah. Riggo, John Riggins. This is the New York Jets, John Riggins. Might recall I have his Redskins in the collection. This is a Korea run with the small Korea tag on the inside. So it should give you, yep, it's got all the info right there. 1971. John Riggins. This one was on my to-get list for a while. I was glad to finally get it. Not that long ago, actually. This is a Freeman McNeil Jets. Of course, with the silver anniversary of the AFL patch. McNeil, they made a run of these Jets. They made Gastineau, Marty Lyons, Dennis Byrd, Freeman McNeil, of course, Joe Klecko. The Klecko, though, the one they made, I forget if they made the green one in the authentic back then. I know they made the white one, which you'll see momentarily, but and then they made McNeil. Of course, the one you normally see is Gastineau, but, you know, these other ones that they made, you know, definitely pop. 84. And I'd like to get the Lions and Bird to finish off the set, but at some point. And here's the one you'll normally see. This is the Gastineau. This was the first one I had. Same year, 84, with the silver anniversary patch, another Korea run. Gastineau, part of the New York Sack Exchange back in the day. Solid jerseys, really nice. And this next one was a grail of mine for a while, and I actually got this and a couple others around the same time. So I got the Klecko. Temple Tough, right here. Same year. It's the only white one they did. This is the only, of that year, the only white one they did was Klecko. They made all the runs of the green, and the only white one was Joe. For whatever reason, they did. Another career run, 84 year. Beautiful, though. Really love the pressing on that jersey. Just really nice. You saw his Bengals jersey. Here's his Jets. Booma Esiason, 94 Jets. Stripes and all. Very nice jersey. 94. This is a USA run with that deep inside tag. And I also got the Ronnie Lott. 94, NFL 75th. Hot jersey right there. Lot 42. Pull back so you can see that. USA run. Should have the deep inside tag. Actually, this guy's in El Salvador. This one fooled me. The tag is deep, but it's got the El Salvador tag on the inside. Okay. El Salvador run. Ronnie Lott. New York Football Jets. Detroit Lions, yellow Larry, long sleeve. No name on the back, just 28. Detroit Lions, yellow Larry, 19, what's that, 57. This one I do need to get the patch for, but it was a cheap pickup. G. Cobb right here, Gary Cobb, Detroit Lions. So I need to get that Lions, the anniversary patch on there, but it's still nice. You'll see it on the next one. Cobb 53. Yeah. Just has a jock, doesn't have the year, but I do need to get the patch put on it, the anniversary, which is on this next one. Same year. That's not Barry Sanders. It is number 20, though. Before Barry, there was Billy Sims, Detroit Lions. And you'll note that does have the patch, the big patch, 50th anniversary for the Lions. I need to get that for the G. Cobb. Originally, it has it on there, but that one didn't have it. But part of the reason why it was cheap. 83, beautiful jersey. Really, really nice. I was so glad, when I finally knocked this one off the list. And here's the number 20 that you're probably more familiar with the Lions. My first favorite running back, Barry Sanders. Barry. There he is. The white Barry Sanders jersey. El Salvador run. 1996. Barry Sanders. Out of order. But this one, full disclosure, is a knockoff. It's a very good one, but I still have to get an authentic of it. But I have the 94. It's close. It's really close, but it is. It is. Full disclosure. But I have it. I do want to get the authentic Mitchell & Ness, but at some point, I'll put it back in order here by year. This is a China run. Put the patch right there, 60 season patch for the Lions. Barry Sanders, very nice. Pressed on here, and the numbers and stripes, of course, but the name is stitched. That's the only thing stitched besides the patch. B. Sanders, that's how the Lions did it those days. And the 20 is pressed. Very nice jersey. It's a China run. There was actually an older China run of this made that's very hard to find. This is the one. This is one I actually got from the store, 93. So I actually got to fix that. 93 goes here. Okay, now we're back in order. And I don't have a lot of Pro Bowls in the collection. There are a few others that I would like to get, but I got the 90 Barry Sanders Pro Bowl. I still want the Randall Cunningham in this. I know. Again, shout out to Big Slim, 1990. He came so close to helping me get one. We couldn't get it on eBay. We tried. Eventually. Eventually I'll get one. Pro Bowl, Barry Sanders, though, the 90. They made Barry. They made this next. They made one on my show a little later, Jerry Rice. Randall, and I don't know for sure if they made a Montana. There's a fake 19 Montana, and I don't know if they would fake a jersey that wasn't actually made, so it's possible they made a Joe Montana 90 Pro Bowl, but anytime you see it, it's like the fake stitched 19. And for those of you who don't know, always the way to tell if these are legit or not, the legit ones, the numbers are pressed. It's not stitched. Nothing stitched on this jersey besides for the Pro Bowl logos and the jock tag. That's it. Everything else, the numbers on the sleeve, numbers and name on the numbers and national and numbers on the front, and then the name and the numbers on the back are pressed on. They're not stitched. So if you see stitched ones, go away. Keep looking. And then this is the 96 Pro Bowl for Barry. It's the only one of this run that I have. Actually I have two of them. But I don't have the red one, the AFC version, and I still want to get the AFC one in like Derek Thomas or something like that someday, but shout out again to my buddy Big Slim. He's got the full run of these, every single one that they did, he's got. But I've never been a huge like Pro Bowl or All-Star collector, just for certain players or for certain styles or whatever. But I do want to get an AFC one at someday, and I'm thinking like Derek Thomas or something like that, But it's got the National, and these are faked a lot too. So these are ones you got to be careful with. I legit checked for this one with my buddy Big Slim, because they're faked a lot, and some of them are tougher to tell than others. So. And here's the other one I have, which is a pretty rare one. It's the only Pro Bowl for Deion they ever did. This is the Deion Sanders Pro Bowl. 95. Prime time. D. Sanders on the back. Hot jersey. Really nice. And I love the Pro Bowl patch on that one. But, like I said, they only did one Deion Pro Bowl, and this is it. All right, well, here we go with the Cowgirls. Here they are. 1977 Roger Staubach. It's like I said, man, jersey collected. The collection is not the fandom, okay? The fandom is the Philly teams. The collection is everything else. So that's a 77 Captain America, fitting for today, Memorial Day, of course. Great from the Naval Academy. Of course, served in the war and then played with the Cowboys and had some really, pretty good years. Captain America, Roger the Dodger, whatever, that's his 77. I just picked this up not long ago because I was looking for the 77. I do keep these separated because I'm just not sure about the pressing and whatnot. But so it's out of order by year. But this one, shout out to Ron. If ever I need a legit check on a Cowboy jersey, I know who to go to. Ron is like one of the most passionate, loyal Cowboy fans that I know. And of course, he's a big, OG in the Jersey Head community. He's got an insane collection for Cowboys. So I legit checked him for this one. It's another one that's faked a lot. And so he gave me the thumbs up last year. So when I got this, so I grabbed it. Vietnam run. This is 69. And the cool thing about this one is a lot of the teams that had the patch for 69 would have it on the shoulder. So Dallas had it on the sleeve, the 50 patch, the NFL. There's the patch. No name on the back, just 12. They said this one's faked a lot, so I always appreciate, the help. Even me, a guy with this amount of jerseys in the collection, I need help, to figure out if it's legit or not. But that's a 69, of course, Roger Staubach. This was the first one I ever had for Dallas, Mitchell & Ness, 77 Tony Dorsett. I got this from the old store on Chestnut Street during one of their winter sales back then, the Super Bowl sale many years ago. 77, just as it was with the Staubach China run, but slightly older China run. So this is like when they started to make the transition over. I know, guys, we're getting there. Almost there. '94 Emmett. I had to get at least one with the 75th, and have as many teams of those as I do. Emmett. Of course, they lost in this jersey in the NFC title game to the Niners. So these jersey, the double star is a nice jersey, even as an Eagles fan, I have to admit it. But not a lot of great, because they lost in these jerseys. So the title game and 4th and 1 a couple times. But it is a nice jersey, even as an Eagles fan, I have to admit to that. But touchdown Tony again. This is the 83. This is a hard one to get. It's one of the reasons why I had to get, and shout out to my buddy Ron again. He alerted me to this when it was on eBay. 25th Annie on there. This is one of the ones that I could have gotten from that store when they were liquidating all their Mitchell & Ness stuff, when I got the Steelers, and I got the Dion. I got his Falcons jersey that time, the 91. And this one was one of them there, and I just didn't grab it. Because they had a few others, that Fran Tarkenton, there were some others in there that I could have grabbed. And this one became very hard to get, so I was glad to get my hands on it, even though it's a Cowboy jersey. But I'm glad to get my hands on it, because it is a rare one. And so yeah, I get, I'm invested in the Dion. I got all of his other teams besides the Redskins. The Redskins is the last one I need for Dion for football, and then there's others for baseball. But I got Dallas jersey, and this is the jersey that Dallas wore when the Eagles stopped them 4th and 1. Emmitt Smith, they stuffed Emmitt 4th and 1 twice in a row. Dallas was wearing the blue double star jersey at the time. I almost got the Emmitt Smith version of this just for that reason, but I wanted the white one because I wanted the one with the 75th on there. But I'm like, that Emmitt, even though it's a Cowboy jersey, it's still a nice memory for me. But it is. It's a 95 Dion Prime. Gotta love Prime. You ball, you get the call. To finish the set, I wanted to get this one, the Randy White with the 25th on there. Pretty nice jersey though. I like it. I like the the R. White on the back of it too. 84. Did I say 80, 83, 84? I'm sorry. 84 season. Same as the touchdown Tony. 84 seasons when they had the 25th China run, but it's an older China run. So this is one of those that you see the Randy White more so on eBay than you'll see the Dorsett. So it's just one of those things. All right, we're done with the Dallas jersey. I have to wash my hands now. But again, it's the collection. And this is how I differentiate it, right? The collection is not the fandom. The fandom is my teams. The collection is everything else. Because there's no, it just keeps going. All right, Rez and all you other Niner fans, here you go. Here's your Niners. We got Jerry Rice right here. I got a lot of Jerry Rice jerseys because he was one of my first favorite non-Eagles. This is the 89 season. Jerry Rice career run. So it's got the full disclosure right there. This is the white version. Stitched. Beautiful jersey right there. Now this one I actually put it in front. I should have had this. Now again, this is the only other legacy line jersey I have. It's Dwight Clark, and I still want to get the authentic of this with the pressed numbers. The only 49er jerseys that Mitchell & Ness have done with the pressed numbers on there, if I remember correct, I got the Joe Montana, the white one from 89, and they made Tom Rathman and Dwight Clark. And there may have been another one in there somewhere. Those are the three I remember. Maybe like Ronnie Lott or something like that. But those are the three I remember for sure. And when I got this on eBay from Full Moon, I thought it was the authentic one, and it wasn't their fault. It was mine. Because the picture of it, I looked at, I'm like, it looks like the authentic, and yeah, it was the legacy line. So it's a nice jersey, nothing wrong with it or anything. It's just, I would like to get the authentic, so it has the press numbers just like the stripes here, right onto the jersey. So, but I have the legacy line of it. Rest in peace, of course, to Dwight Clark, the famed catch. against Dallas. The NFC title game. It was years ago. And usually they have the year, 81. So it's basically the catch. But I want the, like I said, I want the authentic because it has the pressed on numbers and all, like the Niners wore at that time. But eventually. And then here's the home 80, red 80 rather for Rice, 89. I don't have the 94 yet. I don't have the one with the 75th for Jerry, but I know they made it, and they made Steve Young and a few of them. But this is the 89. And this is basically the Super Bowl jersey. This is the 94 Jerry Rice. And when I meant the 94 Jerry Rice, of course, I meant the single stitch. Now, drop shadow I do have, but the single stitched one, basically the same as the 80, it just has the 75th. I don't have that one, but I have the drop shadow 75th. Super Bowl jersey. This is what I call it, because that's the one they wore in the Super Bowl when they crushed the Chargers. China run. Very nice jersey, though. Very nice jersey. Shout out to Rez. I know he just got the Steve Young. And various different authentic Niner jerseys. Very cool. This is another Jerry Rice. This is the 75th, the away version, which they kind of botched up, but that is what it is. 96. China. Taiwan, rather. This is a Taiwan run. They also made the red version of this, which I don't have, but yeah, you'll see another one I do in a little bit. And then to round out the Jerry Rice collection I have is 90 Pro Bowl. It's the only Pro Bowl they ever did for him. And he wore number 81, of course, in that Pro Bowl. Same as the Barry Sanders. And like I said, I want to get the Randall in this. The Randall is the only Eagles Pro Bowl jersey that they ever made. I don't know why they never made Reggie White or anything, but the Randall Cunningham 1990 is the only Eagles Pro Bowl they ever did, and I want it. Someday. It will come. And here is the 89 Joe Montana. So you know, the pressed. They made two versions of this. They made the single stitched, and they made the pressed version. And I do believe, someone said once they wore both of them that season, the stitched numbers and the pressed numbers. But definitely they wore the pressed one in the Super Bowl. You can tell if you watch highlights of that Super Bowl, you can see that they're pressed numbers on the white jersey. So this is basically the Super Bowl jersey when they crushed the Orange Crush in Denver, 89. But I really like this. It's the only pressed number, name and number Joe Montana jersey they've ever done. Everything else is single stitched. 52. It's 52 China run, size 52. But you can see that everything, name, everything. And I don't know why they never did like an 81, like because you think of the catch, you think of Dwight Clark, but Montana threw the ball. So it'd be cool if they did like his 81 pressed red jersey, but Mitchell Ness doesn't always think that way. They're very mysterious. Jersey heads think that way. But yeah, I really like this. This is one of my favorites of the newer stuff that they've done. Just because it just that look at that shine. It's little things like that get me, Catfish right here, Roger Craig. They called him Catfish on the team because his eyes got all wide when he saw the hole. Yep, some people calling him Superman, whatever. He's a great running back, should be a Hall of Famer, but, it is what it is. One of the great, offensive weapons from that era with the Niners. And as you can see here, it's single-stitched. And this is a 89, but it's single-stitched, so. But it's still a nice jersey. Ronnie Lott, 89, but again, single-stitched. I do want to get the red one at some point. But the stripes, of course, are pressed on, but the name and numbers are not. They are stitched. Lot 42. One of the great intimidators of his era. Made a career run. And she said, yeah, Rez, y'all Niner fan, I got a lot of love for your Niners. You just remember that. So, I don't like have any like the real like the Hugh McElhaney and stuff. I do want a Hugh McElhaney at some point, but I just, you know, it's one of those I haven't gotten around to. But of course, Prime, Dion. This is the single stitched Niners. Is actually back in the day. This was a limited edition. Back in the day, it says so on the tag. 1994 49ers. This is a career run, Dion, 75th. And I believe, if memory serves correct, they wore this particular one in like one game or something, and the Eagles crushed them. The Charlie Garner game. Because I know the Eagles were wearing the white jerseys, and I think the Niners were wearing these. You know, the single stitch that like the, you know, the current, at the time would have been the current jersey, and they wore the drop shadow as the throwback. But the Eagles, you know, beat them up pretty good in that game. And then I don't think the Niners lost again the rest of that year. I think they ran the table, including winning the Super Bowl. But yeah, Prime, 94, the regular single-stitch Niners. And then we got the drop shadow, 94, Prime. I still want the white one. But these are the two I got for 94. This is a career run. Yep. Prime time. And just so you know, Rez, I got Mr. Young too. I got the white version. I do still want the red, but I guess if you were to say to round out that collection, but I have the white one. Very nice jersey. I still want Dion in this, and Jerry. But they'll come along at some point. 75th. Mr. Young. I know Rez is going to be jealous of this one. But you'll get it eventually, I know. T.O., 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 T.O. Here's his 49ers with the 50th. I grabbed this from the store during one of their sales, you know, some years ago, I guess. 96 T.O. Some years ago. Beautiful jersey. They really, yeah. Some of them they don't always get for the China runs, but I think they really hit the nail on the head in this one. Very nice jersey. I know Rez is like salivating right now. By the way, shout out to Resurrection, that awesome video he put together with yours truly and other, you know, OG jersey heads in there reminiscing about the old YouTube days and all. It was awesome. Very well done. Thank you so much for that. You did a wonderful job. We all appreciated it. And I know it's been a big hit video, so go check it out to those who haven't seen it. Rez, get yourself one. So, that is it. Oh, my goodness. I know, Rez, right? Saved the best for last with the Niner jerseys, right? Well, the best for last is still to come for me. I got to show my Eagle jerseys. Whoo! Boy, I think there was more on that rack than the other one, to be honest. An hour and 18. All right. Now, full of jersey goodness. So, thank you for joining another marathon session here of MightyFan's collection. We are now done. Stands for the Eagles, which they will come later. We are now done with the Mitchell & Ness football. I still have a few things that are in the works. So once those come in, I'll share them. But as far as the collection as a whole for the NFL for Mitchell & Ness, that's it. There is no more to see besides the Eagles, and we'll get there. But up next, I know some of you are waiting for this. You've been waiting with bated breath. I know. The NBA collection for MightyFan. Mitchell & Ness and non-Mitchell & Ness. It's all coming up next. We're going to start that in the next vid. So be on the lookout and make sure, if you have not already done so, like, comment below if you feel it, subscribe, hit the bell so that you'll be alerted right away once that wonderful the wonderful content gets put on here to YouTube by yours truly. We got the NBA collection coming. I know people have, because I've been seeing it in the comments. NBA, it's coming, it's next. You survived up until this point. So now we're going to get to the NBA in the NBA room in the Mighty Kingdom. Oh, there's a room devoted to the NBA in the Mighty Kingdom. Anyhow, that's going to do it for now. Thanks for joining in. Happy Memorial Day again to all. And you stay safe out there, everyone. I'll see you again. I'll probably film the next vid in next weekend. So you just have one more week to wait, or less than a week now, to wait until the NBA collection gets started. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Take care.